You're listening to JTE Movie Thinks. Is that the title? Is that correct grammar? All right, we'll go with it. It's a show about movies and thinking. And now, here's your host, every man's hero, JTE.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of JT Movie Thinks. Today I have a special guest. You know him from Screen Junkies, from Movie Fights, the resident fixer of the Screen Junkies, the one, the only, Nick Mundy.
Hey guys. Also, just so you know, some behind the scenes baseball action. JTE mouths the intro that Ken's doing as it happening.
Did I really?
Oh yeah, no, you were and now
I just want to be Ken so bad. It's the closest I get to it.
Also, like I gotta fix that whole resident fixer thing. There's got to be a better way to describe.
That was funny, because working on the Screen Junkies, I was like, that's a cool title.
I guess
it's like Harvey Keitel in Pulp Fiction. Like I just pictured the wolf coming in to fix movies.
I just want to be like Screen Junkies movie fancy boy.
Fancy boy?
Like, Screen Junkie, silly boy, Nick Mundy.
That's a tattoo.
We'll see.
Would you pay people to get that tattooed on them? Kind of like, some people actually pay people to get tattoos after.
Look, if things work out the way they might work out, you might be seeing me get a tattoo. So,
okay, I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, like, I don't have a tattoo, but, like, maybe I'll get one, and it'll be a big joke like everything else in my life.
I can only imagine what that would be. Okay, I'm not going to go there. All right.
It's very erotic. Very erotic.
The way this show works, Nick, is I have guests come on and I say, you know what? I didn't want to be any other review show where we're just going to review the latest movie that's in theaters, which is cool. I get the Schmoes do that.
Every 14-year-old with a webcam does that.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
So
By the way, kids, stop reviewing movies and start making some, okay? You're 14.
I'll start making them, like those kids that did the Indiana Jones movie.
Those are
awesome.
Those kids are heroes.
Yeah.
Not to get into it, but movie reviewing is an art, and it's a very special thing, and it takes a while to get good at it. And we know some great ones, but they know the art of. They've been on both sides of the paradigm, and you need to create something. You need to live a life to be able to critique things and balance things off. That's why all these kids are like, hey, check out my... And I'm like, cool that you're doing something and you're putting something out there, but I would rather you make something. Make a terrible short film. Learn how hard it is. Learn why they made this decision, because that will inform you and if you want to be a better critic. So that's...
Some movies, I feel like you just need the experience
Which is why
life.
I'm leaving. I'm just going to... I think... No.
That's it. Some movies, I feel like you need the experience of life. I did not really enjoy When Harry Met Sally when I watched it as like a 12, 13-year-old. As a 20-something-year-old, after bending through relationships, I gained so much more of that movie because I had those life experiences to bring to it.
For sure. You're not 50? You're 20? Oh, my God.
No, I'm in my 30s, don't
worry. No, exactly. Look, watch Ferris Bueller. I didn't know. I love that movie, and I didn't even know what 90% of the jokes were.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I like him because he's dancing. And now I'm like, I like him because he's dancing and he's also making fun of Reagan.
Wow, I need to go back and visit Ferris Bueller's Day Off sometime.
Exactly.
It's a deeper movie than I probably remembered.
It is.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, what's the last movie you watched? And again, because you do have to do press junkets and all that stuff, I don't want it to be something that you're not forced to do, but obligated.
Something I watched on my own accord.
Yeah, something, whether it be Netflix, because you saw something you haven't seen in a while, maybe it's something you haven't seen yet and you wanted to check out, or, maybe you were on a flight and you're watching it on the plane.
No, it was last Friday.
It was last Friday, okay.
Okay. Wow, I haven't watched a movie since then. And this is going to sound very stereotypical if you know anything about me.
Okay.
But I watched Fast 5 with my fiance last Friday night.
Had to be Fast Furious.
I
was in Vegas.
I know. I know. Well, look. The reason was not just because, hey, it's Friday night, let's watch Fast 5. My fiance has never watched a Fast and the Furious movie.
How is that possible?
Well, we've been together.
With Nick Mundy.
Because we're in a balanced relationship, and we share other experiences, and she's seen Die Hard and Ghostbusters.
Okay.
She loves those movies, but we don't have to. I'm not a monster.
I'm
not a human monster.
Well, I just picture you getting up every morning, you two having breakfast, and like maybe just a TV with Fast on a loop.
No, I mean, sure, I did do a marathon before Fast, and she didn't participate, and that's fine. But then she started, like, I think she started reading about the Paul Walker stuff, and then she started asking about the ending, and then she got curious, like, about the Furious 7. She's always been like...
Is she into action movies in general?
She is into classic action movies. She loves Die Hard. She bought me tickets to Die Hard at the ArcLight one of our first dates.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she likes more adventure movies. Like, she loves Back to the Future, Ghostbusters. She doesn't like super violence, like, or violence for violence.
RoboCop style?
Yeah, like, RoboCop would probably be too far, but... she likes the story, and she likes what makes a good action movie.
Well,
the story and characters.
Is this the first one she's watched?
Yes.
So why did you start her with 5? Why didn't you start from the beginning?
Interesting enough. She always thought that the movies were about cars, and all the movies were about the cars.
So.
Like,
I can understand that.
Yeah, and who wants to watch a car movie? And I'm like, I agree. I could give a shit about cars.
Yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, which we'll watch. I'm surprised.
Nicolas Cage one, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Listen,
that movie is dumb and stupid, and I love it.
Okay.
He's making wood furniture, and then he breaks the chair. That was so dumb. Let's just talk about it. No. And I was like, okay, and she started asking me. We went to San Diego for like a little trip, and on the way back, she was like, we were just talking about it. She was asking about it, like, when did The Rock come in? Has he always been there? Like, she just didn't really pay attention to it. So I was like, let's, we should have had her on here.
I know, right?
But next time.
Next time.
She basically wanted to, like, know about it. And I was like, she wanted to go to see Fat Furious 7.
Yeah. So
she was like, let's go see it.
She wants a backstory.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it since I got to the sneak preview. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go see it again. And she wanted to see it. And I was like, well, like, look, before you see it, it might be crazy to watch all 7 of the movies, but let's start where I think it went from good to great.
5 was kind of the reboot button, even though it wasn't really a reboot.
Yeah, no, it's like, I think it had more to me, now seeing all 7, it's still the best. Or was 7 just like below it? But I don't think you can watch 7 without watching. You can watch 5 without watching the others.
True. It's funny though, because like I feel like the first one really does give you that history.
Well,
from the get go, it's Point Break with cars.
Yeah. What I just knowing her, I think like I agree.
Yeah.
But I was like, let's watch 5, 6, and 7.
Okay.
And then we'll go back.
Yeah.
And if you're into it, we'll go back and go through the first one.
And did you see? Did she seem afterwards like she actually wants to go back and watch the others? How did you read it?
Yeah, I think she's interested. I think she's interested. She's big on like storylines and continuance, and like we were watching the movie, and she was asking questions.
Okay.
And so there was a lot of talking in the movie, but she liked it. I mean, she loved The Rock in it, so it was like and she thought like just seeing how everything's kind of just come from like full circle at the movies. It was like okay, so she's big like. We're watching, what's the I See Dead People movie?
Oh, Sixth Sense?
Yeah, Sixth Sense.
Okay.
I can't think of things today. It's too early, JT.
I understand.
She would be like, hey, we're watching Sixth Sense. And it's like, hey, you've seen it. What's the big secret? She hates surprises and spoilers.
So she wants to be spoiled for
big time. Yeah, no, big time. Yeah.
Come on.
She's fine. And then she'll watch it and be like, oh, that was great. And it was like.
And you tell her?
Not all the time.
Okay, I was going to say, I would be like, I'm not telling
you.
No,
so she did not know that they drove us safe through Rio de Janeiro.
Well, that's not really a plot twist, I guess.
But
it's a set piece.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a difference between
No, I know there's a difference between it, but I just...
Okay.
No, so we watched it Friday night, and it was great. And to me, it still holds up just watching it again. The Rock stuff is... the big takeaway from it, and it's not a big surprise, coming from me, what The Rock brings to the movies. And it's a game changer. It's a complete game changer. And her favorite character, and I think he's almost like the second most underrated character in the films, is Han. That was her. That was her favorite character.
Han was one of my favorite characters also. I'm one of the few people that didn't hate Tokyo Drift.
I don't hate it either. I think it's not bad. I think it's Karate Kid with cars.
It really is.
Yeah, I don't
Karate
hate...
Kid 2 more almost.
Yeah,
because he goes to Japan.
It is. God, it is exactly karate, dude. No, I don't even dislike Too Fast, Too Furious.
You know what? I can't say I hate any movie. The one I surprisingly like the least might be 4.
I think you need 4.
I agree with you, but
because it sets up it's really the setup for the new things.
The new things, yeah.
No, she really liked it. She did not like Tyrese, but it's probably because Tyrese doesn't like me.
Yeah, you've seen Nick Mundy's video on Screen Junkies where he interviews Fast 7. That Tyrese is just, it's a painful.
He does not care for me as a human being.
I mean, was that all, was he really like that?
Oh, yeah. No, he was not happy. It was a weird.
Was it the lyrics, you think? Maybe your lyrics just weren't up to par?
He was maybe having a weird day.
Yeah, that's true. You know these stars, they have
I don't, I don't begrudge him for getting mad at the jackass who was, trying to get him to sing. I don't blame him. I wish you had done the same thing you did with The Rock, where you were like, "Can we just lay in a tramp this?" Yeah,
I think he might have thrown you.
Well, if I tried to do that with The Rock in the first time I met him,
oh, you did?
No.
No. If you did, yeah.
No, you have to
You have to create a relationship,
and that's one. The Rock is up for anything.
Yeah, good point.
And 2, we've earned that.
Got you.
You know, I think there's a lot of junket people, not Screen Junkies, but other people hey, I got this gag gift. Well, you want to talk to my puppet now? And let's just, hey, here's a bucket of cheese.
They don't want to step that line. A few years ago,
I've never wanted to make anyone look bad. It's all about making me look bad.
Do you remember a few years ago when Tom Cruise was doing a red carpet and some guy had a microphone that squirted water?
Yeah.
Did you see that? And that's
shitty. It's shitty.
He's being a jerk. And Tom Cruise didn't take it either. He was like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, no, I don't want to be these people are people. People give a shit. They're nice people. I've never. No one's been. I don't think anyone's ever been a jerk to me. I think they felt bad for me and they thought it was a mental case. But no, they've always been very kind and kind-hearted. And sure, they're doing this. They were in Dodger Stadium in the heat.
Yeah,
doing interviews for 4 days.
4 days they were doing that for?
And
oh my God.
I was even day 1 and they looked miserable. So I don't want to be I don't begrudge anyone for I don't want to deal with your antics, you stupid bearded child. You know.
Stupid bearded child.
Which is an accurate description of me.
If you have a comedy album, can that be the title for your first album?
It's my book, forwarded by Steve Wozniak.
Oh man. So let's get back to the Fast and Furious franchise. It's very rare that a franchise morphs into a bigger action franchise as it goes along.
Yes.
Die Hard, for me, has just gone... It's had hills and valleys. I like the first 2. I like the third one. After that, it's just kind of crap to me.
Well, here's the thing about Die Hard 4. If it wasn't a Die Hard, I would actually really like that movie.
I said the same thing. I said if that movie was called Power Outage or something, I would have thought that was a great summer movie. But it wasn't.
Internet Dad.
Yeah, Internet Dad.
Which is probably not the best title in hindsight, but I would still watch it more.
Internet Dad with Justin.
Yeah. No, and that 5th one is just it's
the worst.
Die Hard's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay, really?
No question, hands down.
Okay.
Seen it 400 times at least.
Would you be down for a remake of Die Hard starring The Rock?
No.
I had to test you. No. I'm sorry, I just had to test you.
No, I don't want. I don't ever want a new. If they said, "Hey Nick, you can write and star in Die Hard the reboot with The Rock," I would not want that.
Wow, that's sticking to your guns.
Yeah.
There's few movies I feel like that should never be remade. Well, not few. There's quite a few actually. Stuff like The Godfather comes to mind. The Rocky. Because here's the reason why Die Hard also, those actors are those characters.
Yeah.
John McClane will always be Bruce Willis. Stallone will always be Rocky. I don't want to see anyone else take over those roles.
I'm excited about Creed. Are you excited about Creed?
I am excited about Creed because it's not Rocky. No. It's Creed.
Well, Rocky's in it.
That's what I love about it.
Okay, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I mean, here's the thing about Creed. If it was a money thing where they're just trying to make some money off
it's not. I don't think it is.
It's not. Ryan Coogler, the director, has thought about this movie since he was a kid with his dad.
The 2 movies
Passion project.
Now that Furious 7 is done with, the 2 movies I'm more excited about any other movies this year, and we're talking Avengers, Star Wars.
I'm with you.
Is Creed.
Yep.
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton looks amazing.
Those are the 2. It's not even close. Those are the two movies I'm the most excited for.
I've told this to some of the schmoes. I said if there was 2 theaters in front of me and one was Star Wars Episode 7 and one was Creed, I'm walking right into Creed.
Me too.
And that's blasphemy for most of my fans.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I just grew up with it more.
I did too. Well, like, I grew up with Star Wars too, but like,
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'll see Star Wars.
Of course.
I'll see it probably 8 times in the theaters. I saw
Yeah.
Phantom Menace. It took me 3 years to admit Phantom Menace was bad.
Of course.
Creed just seems so much more interesting.
Let me ask you this. They asked me, because I'm a huge Stallone fan.
Yeah.
They asked me if, like, I do this thing called Schmoes Choice on the show where I give you 2 movies and you have to pick one. One you can see, one you can't see. If you had a choice, if you could either see Creed or the next Rambo film, Last Blood, if you had to pick between those 2,
Creed.
It'd be Creed.
I'm Rocky. Rambo's great, but
Yeah.
I've always loved Rocky.
But here's the only thing. If the reason why I had trouble with it is because Stallone will be a supporting character in Creed. He'll be Rocky. He'll be a supporting character.
But I love the universe, and I think there's like the DNA is going to be in it.
I totally agree. But with Rambo, you get full on Stallone, Rambo tearing throats out, blowing guys away with a 50 cal.
I've always liked smart Stallone.
Rocky is smart Stallone.
No, but
I see what you're saying.
It's like his auteur.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
I've always Stallone being the tough guy is an act.
Is it overplayed for you a little bit?
Yeah, well, and it's not real. I think he does have like this real sensitive, emotional side.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's been like corrupted and plastic surgery, but like I'd much rather see, like Rocky Balboa is actually underrated.
I love Rocky Balboa.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't like it at first when I first.
Really?
It was just like.
It was different.
It was a little like it was like I gotta process this movie.
Was
and
it because
took
of the fight? Because it was
a
the
little
first
bit.
time the fight was shot like
Yeah, a little bit.
Fight.
And like women's cancer, like like
This is Rocky, man.
I know, like sit in the chair, and like the montage was like there was some rush part, like
well, budget I think was also a factor.
It's like we gotta make hunting bombs.
Oh, I love that Tony Duke.
I know, Tony.
Oh man,
it is awesome how like these actors work a lot with. I want Tony Duke. Is he back in Creed?
I don't know. I feel like he has to be. He was Creed's.
I always thought he was Creed's dad until like a while ago.
That's a good point because apparently the plot is he goes to Rocky to be trained. Why doesn't he go to Tony Duke? He's the one that trained Apollo.
Yeah, because Rocky's not a very good boxer.
He became a good boxer in Rocky 3. Remember the first 2?
Yeah,
he was a slugger.
He's a terrible boxer.
Rocky 3, he became more of a middleweight almost type speed. Sugar Ray Leonard type.
Yeah, he was never a good boxer.
But he's always been a slugger, I guess.
No, I'm very excited about Creed, Straight Outta Compton. Those movies are going to be great. Like, look, I know Avengers, I'm sure is going to be great, and Star Wars, but like,
yeah.
I think I'm just overdone with big, huge, bombastic movies at this point. Like, I want...
Okay. Are you excited for Avengers 2, though? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I am, but I'm less excited than I used to. Like, there's just so much. Like, I'm scared of next year. I'm scared.
For Batman v Superman? And
just all of them. Just so many movies. Like
X-Men Apocalypse.
And Captain America and Deadpool. War, it's just...
Are you feeling burnt out on the whole comic book thing?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
big time.
Gotcha. Listen, I do miss the days of Die Hard. Remember when, like, the
summer... I miss the days of, like, A Few Good Men or, like...
okay.
Like the civil action...
summer movies.
No, but, like, I miss just really good adult contemporary thrillers.
See civil action?
Yeah, I like that. I love civil action.
Did you see The Judge?
No, I wanted The Judge to be that. I was excited about The Judge. I was like, oh, man, it's going to be, like, these movies I used to watch with my dad that, like, are great. Like... good, like The Firm. I'll still watch The Firm. Like,
oh yeah,
I miss I miss smart thrillers like Enemy of the State. I have to go back and watch Enemy of the State because it's so good. Like,
oh yeah, Tony Scott.
I mean, and that was like an action movie, adult. Like, I miss those movies.
I miss when this big summer movies.
Line of Fire.
Line of Fire. I miss when the big summer movies were rated R action movies like Cliffhanger. And what's some other movies?
I think the whole and look, I'm a big proponent of rated R.
Yeah.
But it's not the whole end all be all.
Look at Casino Royale. That movie really pushed the boundaries of PG-13. It felt almost like a rated R movie.
I think my big problem with rated R is it becomes a video game because it's the same amount of violence without the blood. And I think the blood is visceral, not for a cool way, but it's also like consequence way, and it's storytelling. and it makes it feel real. Like when it's all just digital and just
like Expendables 3, they shoot guys as like dust is flying off.
Yeah, no, and it's like and I think it creates this like video game. I'm not saying like video games and violent movies cause violence, but there needs to be consequences.
I understand.
And I just feel like shooting 30 people off camera without seeing the damage to it hurts the storytelling.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sick of CGI blood. I love, like we were mentioning earlier, RoboCop. There's that scene where Ed 90 or whatever just blows a guy away with like 2 machine guns, and every little blood packet is going off, and it feels just so much more real than, like, I hate to say Expendables again, but Expendables 2, they're just CGI blood.
They kill 40 people, but there's like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So
you don't feel the weight of each kill.
No.
But,
so
that's... back to Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Well, it's so good, and like I think that's probably why we keep moving from it. It's just like, I can't think of a better action movie. I'll say something bold. Mm-hmm. People will say The Raid and maybe John Wick, but I think it's the best action movie in the last 10 years.
Are you talking about 7, 6, or 5?
5.
You're talking about 5. Okay.
I think 5 is the best. I think it might be the best action movie of this century.
Wow, that's tough.
It might. I can't. Like there could be argument. Like people are gonna say The Raid too, or The Raid.
I think Casino Royale I thought was amazing. Some of the extra set pieces in that movie, just the opening chase scene.
Problem with Casino Royale, it has like 7 acts.
7, yeah. I guess, yeah. It doesn't really end when you think it's gonna end.
Yeah, and it's good, but it's also like it's up there. Like I'm not saying it's like a definitive go F yourself like statement. I'm not pulling that card. I'm not in movie fights right now.
Okay.
But I think it's up there. It's in top 3 of this century. Because I can't. There hasn't been a lot of great action movies. I like John Wick a lot. I thought it was great.
Did you like Equalizer?
I never saw Equalizer.
Okay. It was kind of a throwback to like the 90s action movies.
Yeah. But, you know, everyone tries to do these throwbacks, but like good action movies were funny.
Yeah, well, like John McClane definitely brought that humor to it.
Like one of my favorite movies is Last Boy Scout.
Oh, Tony Scott. Yeah, Matt Damon.
Shane Black.
Matt Damon. Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
That
would be a different movie. I don't want to see that movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but all I remember is the scene where he's like, I love football and I love Bruce Willis playing a John McClane type. That's basically what it was.
Oh, it's my second favorite Die Hard movie.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always remember that scene where he's tied up and he's like, hit me again and I'll kill you.
Yeah.
And then he goes to light the thing and he headbutts him. I guess he breaks his nose and jams it to his brain.
Yep.
And then he's like, I told him.
It's like, or like Milo's like, I just want to make you scream. Play some rap music.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just, I love Shane Black. That's why Iron Man 3 is one of my favorites.
Oh, no.
No.
I can't join you on that ride. It was a good Shane Black movie. I don't think it was a good Iron Man movie.
You know what it was? And I've been thinking about this for a while.
Okay.
It was a big FU to comic book fans, which they need sometimes. We need this sometimes. I love the Mandarin choice. Because it's it's the most realistic thing that would happen. I didn't need
most realistic thing.
I didn't need another like cackling bad guy twisting his mustache.
Okay.
Like, you know, bringing up like being Bin Laden, like super Bin Laden.
But instead, you got Guy Pearce, who was basically started off as Enigma, Jim Carrey's character, as the Riddler.
I don't think that.
In the beginning, he looks like Jim Carrey before.
Oh, but he wasn't acting like that.
No, not really. But
he wasn't nerd face. It wasn't like Jamie Foxx.
He was totally like really. Yeah,
he was having fun. He was having fun.
It was that Jamie Foxx, pretty much.
It was not Jamie.
And then
Foxx.
he comes back as like some GQ model, and then he turns out to be like
Guy Pearce is a handsome guy.
He is, but why they make him all dirty and ugly in the beginning?
Because that's how the thing made him better.
I don't know.
I think it's great. It's not like perfect, but I love that movie. I think it's super weird. You know what the thing is I like about it? It took a weird choice.
Yeah.
And it went with it, and it didn't apologize for it. And I'd rather see what would you rather? The same old thing?
Well, here's the thing. I was so excited for the movie because I love Ben Kingsley as an actor.
Yeah.
And people were quoting just some of his lines from the trailer, like, you'll never see me coming. And I was like, oh, this guy's going to be so cool. And you're ready to see, like, this great actor take on a great villain, and you don't get it.
But he's drinking Budweiser.
That's the problem. They made him the complete opposite, a buffoon.
No, and it was so specific, and it was so, it was so, like, just drinking the Budweiser was so specific and perfect. Like, I love that. That was one of my favorite. It's weird, but that's one of my favorite parts. And I just think, like, it was a cool, memorable villain. We've seen that. Like, you know how that movie would have
gone. But we haven't seen Ben Kingsley really do it. Well, he did it in a movie called... I
haven't seen Ben Kingsley as this, like, broken down weird actor.
That's true. But, I mean, do you want to see Ben Kingsley in a comedic role? Or do you want to see him in a straight up...
I want to see something that I'm not surprised by.
Okay.
Or I am surprised by.
I was about to say, wait, what?
I want to see something that's different. I know it's not like... I didn't need to see Super Bin Laden.
Super Bin Laden?
I didn't need to see that. Like, it was just like...
I wish that was his name in the thing.
I'm surprised it wasn't. Like,
it basically was Super Bin Laden.
Yeah.
It was. That's what they were trying to portray, huh?
Yeah. And then they turned it around. And I thought that's like... It was like, oh, that's probably how they would build a villain. Like, that would... In real life, that would happen.
It was very Wag the Dog in some ways.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Well, this has been fun. Let's do a new... we're going to end the show with one of my new features called Quick Thinks.
Yep.
We've talked about a lot of movies in the span, because what else is there to say about Fast and Furious?
It's great. Said? It's fantastic. I got my girl. We're gonna watch Fast and Furious 6 soon, and then we're going. It worked. So we'll.
And then you're gonna take her to see 7?
Yeah.
Let me ask you one last quick question about 7. Were you disappointed there was not a lot of rock in that movie?
I kind of knew that was happening.
But when you heard that, were you disappointed? Because I was definitely missing him a little bit towards that movie. You know,
here's the thing. It's weird, and maybe it's a cop-out. I don't have a lot of complaints. The things that, like, maybe hit me on that movie are beyond their control.
Okay, I understand.
Because of the circumstances.
Okay.
So,
Is it a rock thing, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's funny. I didn't think about that.
Like, I mean, everyone's schedules got rearranged.
That's true.
And everyone's... They did the best they can. And
good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I thought, that movie should not have been as good as it was under the circumstances.
Understand. That's a good way to look at it.
So,
I didn't even think about that.
It's not a cop-out, but I'm not a reviewer either, so I don't care. I just like what I like.
One thing I do have trouble buying when I watched...
Him lifting a car? But I didn't.
I did. But the fact that the Vin Diesel fight, when he first fought The Rock, Vin Diesel kind of won that fight. And I understand Vin Diesel's a star of the franchise, so he's got to win that. But I was like, come on, The Rock. Just look at The Rock. He would beat him. And then he fights Statham, and Statham kind of beats him. Not really, but kind of. And I remember just thinking to myself, The Rock would just destroy these two probably at the same time. Did that come across your
No, it didn't.
mind?
Because they sold it. They sold it right.
I guess so.
Like, they got it. Like, the Vin Diesel was able... He didn't... It was a standstill, and he got the wrench. And, I thought it was a...
I mean, that first fight between Vin Diesel and The Rock was like a Godzilla movie.
That was so cool.
It was like Kong versus Godzilla just
tearing. It felt like a real fight too. It didn't feel like CGI Matrix-y puppet stuff.
Because they're not near those guys are martial artists or anything.
No, they were just beating the shit out of each other. And it felt like they were beating the shit out of each other.
One of your favorite films, Die Hard, one of my favorite fights of all time is Carl and McClane, because it's just a guy that I love, because you watch movies like Lethal Weapon, which I love. I love the last one, Lethal Weapon. But those are two guys who are skilled, in martial arts. Every move's calculated. When McClane's just punching Carl, he's like, "You motherfucker!" He's just, and I'm like, "That's how you would fight somebody when you're going for your life."
Well, it's hint about like the best movie fight ever has come up.
Oh yeah.
It has never happened, but I'm ready to pounce.
You ready? Is that going to be your choice?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's no question. I don't know what my second choice would be.
Joshua versus Mel Gibson. Pretty good one.
Yeah, that would be the other one. But, like, you're right about the... yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Actually, you know what's more even visceral is the Die Harder fight in the airport.
Which one? The one on the plane?
No, the one... it's, like, early in the movie. It's, like, the first act where he kills the black guy in the terminal.
Oh, you're talking about when they're in the baggage claim.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good... I don't remember it as well, but I'm sure it was a good one.
The Roadhouse fight is also.
Oh, yeah. The thing I love about the Lethal Weapon fight at the end of the movie is he literally goes, "You want a shot at the title?" He's like, "Don't mind if I do." I was like, how badass is that?
Shane Black.
Like, two guys just like, let's do it.
Shane Black.
All right, so here we go. JTE Movie Things. We're doing some quick things. I tweeted out asking you guys, what's some of the last movies they watched? because I want to hear, and we'll give our quick opinions on some of them. Especially, I want to hear what you say about some of these movies. All right, let's see. Bobby at KOut14 said, Chasing Amy. Have you seen Chasing Amy?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Ben Affleck.
I watched it. It does not hold up.
Really? I haven't seen it in a long time.
It doesn't hold up. It's probably Kevin Smith's best movie.
That's what I was gonna say. Like when,
but it's Kevin Smith's best.
It's Kevin Smith's best movie. All right, enough said. Here we go. The Jedi Ranger at Ranger7742.
I thought you were asking Jedi Ranger. What do you think of it? Do I lie?
He said Blade holds up really well. Wesley Snipes at his best. Deacon Frost was also a good villain.
I love Blade. It's my favorite Blade too. A lot of people like Blade 2. I love Blade.
Okay, yeah. Blade 2 is great because Del Toro did it, and he brought his style into it.
But I love Blade 1.
Yeah, Blade 1's awesome.
But I love Blade 1.
So you like 1 over 2?
Oh, yeah. Nah, it's just, it's more straight action instead of like the fantasy. It's just personal preference. It's not, I get why people would like Blade 2 better.
Yeah.
But just personal preference, I like Blade 1. Also, I like to imagine Richard Dreyfuss as Blade.
Richard Dreyfuss is
So
Blade.
it's like, I told you, motherfuckers, never ice skate uphill. Gee, I'm Blade. I have a sword. I'm a part vampire, but I hate vampires. That's the conflict.
I smell an animated web series.
I can't wait to pitch that one in movie fights.
All right, this guy wrote, rewatched Point Break last night. 90s action movies are ridiculous, and they are amazing. And that is Stephen Shee. As Stephen Legend.
Is subtlety and like woven art ridiculous? It's just a good.
I
it's
agree.
Just good. Like here's a problem with movies now versus movies then is because they generally bought into the idea that they were making something. They believed in what they were doing, and now everyone's too damn self-aware and a little too winky in parts where they don't need to. And I think it's so they buy into it, and like Sylvester Stallone bought. One thing about him, he buys into his movies.
He was Cobra,
but like that's why I like Sly better than Terminator, because Terminator's like wink, wink, look at me winking.
Yeah, Rambo, like people make fun of it, but those movies
Rambo, no one makes fun of it. Who makes fun of Rambo?
Well, Hot Shots Part 2.
Oh well,
but
which is awesome,
which is amazing,
which might be my favorite parody.
I totally agree. But like, you want to go back and watch those Rambo movies? There's no winking at the camera.
No.
He is dead serious in those movies.
Yeah, that's why I hate.
Sells it.
That's why I hate about the Expendables.
Because it's one jokey.
It's one big jerk off wink session.
Good point. All right, so Aneth at Pilato79 said the last movie he watched was The Lost Boys. Yeah, you dig The Lost Boys?
Sure. I mean, it's very.
I like when your voice goes like, yeah, it's good.
No, Lost Boys is great. It's one of those movies that's like, it's great. It's fun. I'm not going to call it the best movie I've ever seen.
No, I like Kiefer Sutherland. Anytime he's the bad guy, I kind of like the movie. Stand By Me, he was a great bully.
Oh, yeah.
Eye for an Eye, which he did with Sally Field in the early 90s. He plays a despicable human being.
Yeah, no, Kiefer's great. Alex Winter's in it.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the Lost Boys.
Yeah, Jason Patrick.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's a really fun movie that they don't make those type of movies
And the
anymore.
Coreys. Nerd for Hire at Infrared 45 said he watched 2 movies, Short Circuit 2.
Uh-huh.
And
Super racist.
Super racist. And Batteries Not Included.
Okay.
Batteries Not Included.
That's a theme.
Yeah, it's a theme.
Yeah. Batteries made me... I've never cried at a lot of movies. There's like Boyhood.
Wait, which one?
I haven't... Like, Batteries Not Included used to make me cry as a kid. Yeah,
I was about to say, what movie is he about to say he cried to?
No, Batteries Not Included used to make me cry
Was
as
it
a kid.
because they were all getting evicted? Like, what
it was the strong, gentle African-American fella putting the robot back together. And that I was like, and then he punched the shit out of that guy, and that made me happy. No, that was always a touching little movie.
Yeah, Batteries Not Included is like the movie I remember always renting from the library for free.
Yeah,
it was always on the shelf.
They never make that movie. They don't make those movies like that anymore.
All right, we're gonna go one more, then we're gonna call it a day here. The last one is going to be from I can't pronounce his name. Gianluca Morazzano. Mm-hmm. I hope I pronounced that right. At Gianluca1617. Mortal Kombat, the original. Mortal Kombat movie. Do you remember this movie?
Yeah.
I mean, when it came out, I remember being in school and everyone was freaking out.
Yeah, I was a freshman in high school when it came out, and we were like
opening weekend.
I think it was opening weekend, but it wasn't like it was like, well, we're at the mall, let's go do something, and because this was coming off Street Fighters, but it was pleasantly surprised. Like I think the thing is, Here's my thing about Mortal Kombat: if Street Fighter didn't come out and suck so bad, I don't think Mortal Kombat would be viewed as such a great movie.
Let me ask you a question, because it's one of those movies I haven't revisited in years.
Yeah, I did for some reason.
Okay, see, I have some fond memories of the movie, but I'm almost
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Stay away.
Yeah,
it does not hold up.
No, it's because it's not. It's a good movie. It's not a good movie.
How long ago was it since you revisited?
Like 2 years ago.
Okay, do the Goro effects stand up
Terrible.
at all?
Just awful. It's like it's fun. It's a bad movie.
Yeah, but
it's fun. I think it feels like it's 45 minutes long.
I kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah,
just because I want to see how bad the effects are.
I don't think if people like some of it holds up. Like they buy into it. They like the actors buy into it, and that's nice. Yeah. Like it's not a joke upon itself. They're trying. You can see that. It's not a good movie. It's like 5. I don't have a rating system. It's not bad, but it's not good.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's not. But it's not a good movie. To say it's a good movie
is saying something wrong.
Yeah.
It was Christopher Lambert's. He kind of like Travolta had Pulp Fiction. Christopher Lambert.
I don't think this was like a comeback. Well,
he made it into a.
Who was the guy who replaced him in the second one?
Oh, I don't think that guy ever made it.
No, he did. No, because he has a bigger career. He has a bigger career. Let me.
No way, really?
The guy who replaced him in Raiders. James Remar.
Okay.
James Remar has done more movies. He was in Fast and Furious 4.
How did Lambert not?
Or no, he wasn't. I don't know.
I know he was definitely one of them. How did Christopher Lambert not get that sequel? What was he doing?
I think he got priced out.
Really?
I think he priced himself out.
Oh, what are you doing?
He's like, I was Raven, man. I need money. And you can tell they made the sequel for $3.
I could see his agent on the phone being like, listen, they're not going to give you the money, so we're just going to basically hire somebody else. And he's like, there's only one Raiden. There could only be one.
Yeah.
He was going back to his Highlander days.
And then we got James Remar and everything's cool.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys, so that was another episode of JT Movie Thanks. Thank you so much, Nick, for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Where can they find you on Twitter?
Go to Dick Fundy on Twitter and go to Comedy Central, their website or YouTube channel, and watch Nothing to Report with me and WWE superstar Chris Jericho. It's a buddy cop series that I'm really proud of. It's really important to me. And if you like Lethal Weapon, if you like Tango and Cash, we kind of destroy them.
Yeah, I love the series, by the way. It's so funny. Somebody said it's like Lethal Weapon with like emotions.
Yeah,
to, like,
it's basically the deconstruction of a buddy cop series, and like what happens when they're not fighting South Africans, drug lords.
Oh, I'm really hoping a South African drug lord shows up at some point.
No, they will, but like, yeah, it's it's really. It's a lot of fun. It's my love letter to buddy cop movies.
And that's the thing, is you grew up watching these great buddy cop movies, so you're able to bring all that knowledge and run with it.
Yeah, it's something I'm really proud of. Jericho is amazing. I'm okay. And we get half naked a couple times throughout the series. So
well, guys, if that's not enough reason to go see it.
So check it out. Nothing to Report. Comedy Central. It's out now. All 6 episodes. Just watch it. Just watch it.
Watch it. Nothing to report, and then report to us about how awesome it is.
Yeah, and thank you for having me.
No, thank you, buddy. This is great. A lot of fans have been telling me, hey, you got to get Nick Mundy on there. I said, I will get him on the show.
They're very nice. I'm sure there's a couple that were like, don't ever get him on. We don't like him because he's mean about Man of Steel.
All right, guys, if you're listening on iTunes, do me a favor, leave a review, and if you feel
let's get some reviews going. Let's show the Schmoes guys and movie fights who the real magic is.
Seriously.
Let's.
And if you feel like I gave you a 5-star podcast, give me a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
I think we earned it today.
Why aren't you giving him that's my question. Why aren't you doing a 5-star podcast? What's your deal?
Yeah.
Why do you think you're so special?
You can't do it. Let others who do it reap the benefits.
Yeah.
Come on. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Nick.
Did we just threaten them?
What?
Did I just threaten them? Okay.
I got orders.
I'm fine with it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and tune in next week for a new episode of JT Movie Things.
Where they'll talk about the movie.
Yeah. Keep watching those movies.